Welcome back, my beautiful beloveds. Today we are back in the present and we are going to talk about everything in this present sacred timeline, my beloveds. This is your High Priestess Shannon walking with you through the unraveling of this modern reality. Today we speak from the eye of the storm, where illusions collapse, veils burn, and the seers rise. And we have a helicopter going over. And this is also the time that all of those, as we're calling them, gifts have begun waking up. This isn't just a podcast. This is self activations. We walk the path of the past on Monday, and now we will stand with bare feet, rooted in the soil of now. That's the earth that you feel pulsating beneath you, whispering that it is time now. Welcome back. As of this week, sisters, we are going to start with the present breakdown. Today is, oh, a big one. So strap in, hold on, clutch your crystals. We need to get into this one. Oh my gosh. Where do we start? Where do we start? As of this week, we have begun to see surveillance systems begin to once again start quietly watching and being used to openly weaponize. And they are using drones and AI to scan at the border and in public spaces. This is the Big Brother thing that they're doing in New Orleans to find the runaway inmates. They're using these modes of AI as a form of control. And with their threatening of the suspension of habeas corpus, this still sits like a show playing in our eye, before our eyes, or more like a shadow that's just like hanging over us, right? And like they have the power to detain without charges, without due process. And like that's no longer theory. We have courts that are threatening if you don't bring these people back, you're going to be held in contempt. But again, what the frickin' fuck do they give a shit about um being held in contempt? It is beginning to be, instead of a theory, general practice. I mean, look at Bundy and her bullshit this morning about um, Bruce Springsteen, the boss. There is only one boss. Only one person can declare themselves the boss, and that is the great Donald Trump. And I'm like, okay, again, more of her suck and fuck shit show that she shows us as the Attorney General. And we've already seen dozens of arrests of different protesters, different factions that really don't have trial dates. I mean, hell, we can't even find these people. And these aren't isolated. Oh, These aren't isolated incidents anymore. Like this is policy. You- we are under Executive Order 14599. And certain communities, especially Latin, Black, spiritual practitioner areas, anywhere that doesn't have like this uber neo-Christian belief system, they are all being flagged as disruptive ideology groups. I'm a disruptor. I'm a disruptor. I'm proud of that. But anyways, so just like let that sink in. If you don't believe like they believe, you don't look like they look, and you don't talk like they talk, you are a disruptive ideological group, and that's what they see us as. That's all. Nothing else. We are disruptors. So, like at our gatherings, our rituals, our healing circles, they are starting to be profiled as threats. I have seen this in my vision. I have felt this in like the algorithm that is that of the press that is completely against like our own energies. My very name, your very name, they're all being watched. But we were made aware of it. We have our sister in Philly who has been being messed with over and over and over again. She has a beautiful metaphysical shop. She is staying in the fight, and they have yet to shut her down. So, kudos to you, sister. And it's almost as if we were living in one of my visions, one of my flashes, this wasteland that's beginning to unfold. The rolling back of all of our regulations that bring us safe, clean drinking water, safe, clean food. Hell, the CDC wanted to warn people of the fact that the vaccines for this year are inadequate, and they were unable to. They were silenced. We have hundreds and thousands of cases of measles all over this country when we had had 75 a year. We were close to a 0 year, a 0 year. And this idiot has rolled back all of that. And now we have people dying of measles. We have children suffering this horrific childhood virus for no reason. My visions of the United States and how it's going are not metaphors. I don't see them as that anymore. I saw the land essentially scorched, almost as if on fire, and I actually painted it. Wow. I'll snap a picture and post it as the thumbnail for this podcast today. That was my vision. I saw the earth. I saw Gaia working in her mysteries and all of the way that she does everything to sprout new life amongst all of the war, fire, and wasteland. So I will post that picture. I saw the West, this area of the West. Huh, more confirmations. I forgot to turn off my notifications again. Ah, I almost came close. I was like, I'll get it. Watch. Today will be the day. No. Okay, we have our notifications turned off. So, like I see the Oklahoma area dust storms all throughout the West. Crops beginning to dry up. I saw the South, the southern states, begin to boil with no heating system or cooling system that will help cool it. I've seen cities crumbling under the weight of their own internal decay, economic collapse, cloaked in false flags of freedom. In the astral, I walked through an abandoned capital and I saw the ruins, the tattered flag, all the forgotten prayers. And it wasn't a future that might be, it's one that's unfolding now. It's not one that was maybe going to happen. Everything that I've seen are coming into these little synchronicities that, again, there are too many to be coincidence. And again, Donald Trump is not just a man. He's the construct, the vessel for the machine that is every society that we've seen. There is one Genghis Khan, Putin, and the list goes on and on. Stalin, just they all want to be the true leader. So Trump is not anything like you and I. He's not just a man. He is their vessel of the machine that is consuming not just this country, but others are beginning to become infested around the world. And it's a machine that has no heart, has no empathy. So let me be clear. This time is extremely dangerous for mixed race families, Afro-Indigenous and Latin brujas, root workers, santereas, santeros, all of them, bablaos, all of you guys, all of us. Anyone who practices a different type of healing, light workers, Reiki workers, natural healing modality workers and practitioners. Anything also that has any deep roots into African traditional practices. Anyone who's in the LGBTQIA plus, any of those that are in that community that are spiritualists, that are witches, that are brujas, brujos. The same goes for you guys. This is an extremely dangerous time. Those who practice without a church or without temple protection as a mixed race, married, and spiritual leader myself, I feel the tension in every breath I take. Every breath. They are trying to move our languages, English only, trying to take away our rituals, our circles, our gatherings, our sovereignty, and our existence in its whole. There are towns right now enacting English only ordinances and banning community gatherings that are not sanctioned by their church. But we have never met a challenge like this that we haven't survived. And we were never meant to fit into those boxes. We carry our medicine in our blood, in our bones, in our songs, our dance. And they can't ban the heartbeat of the earth, no matter how much they try burying it and building their temples of worship on top of. You can't stop that. So, because this is the present and we need to know some of the things to watch out for, here are some signs that you can become aware of or watch out for in your own immediate surroundings that will let you know if you're listening to my podcast, if you're in a safe community, if you're in a safe area. Um, Sudden upgrades to cameras or AI in in your town or internet services. Like all of a sudden they start pushing Starlink or they want to put up more red light cameras or put the license plate readers on police vehicles, things like that. So you're looking for a sudden increase in that. Um, Also begin to look at the decreasing access to alternative wellnesses like Reiki, like spirit healing, sound bath healing, stuff like that. Also watch all of your botanicas, watch your metaphysical shops, watch your herb shops. Make sure that, you're keeping your eye on them because if you start to see them start to close, you know that they are being moved on. They're being swept away. Also begin to be aware of pastors or local officials that are asking you about your faith community, your coven, your temple. Also begin to watch for new rules for group gathering permits. So, especially like our cultural stuff, like, we just had Cinco de Mayo. If you started to notice that, like, they were like, oh, we're not going to let a certain parade happen, or we're not going to do this, keep an eye out for those things. Also, begin to watch if your local law enforcement is training or working with like National Guard, FBI, um, any type of federal stabilization agencies, keep an eye out for that. Also, make sure that you're checking in on your community activists, your local community figures that you trust. Make sure that you're keeping an eye on them as well because they could they could start vanishing. No more sugar coats. So what do we do now? Again, till I'm blue in the face. You can veil yourself with your own spiritual energy. Spiritually, you can do it digitally, you can encrypt, you can protect, you can shield. If it feels really, really, really like hectic in your neighborhood and you just notice like each of those beware ofs, you're like, damn, yeah, check it off, check it off. Yep, I got that, I got that, I got that. One of the things that you maybe want to think about doing is going analog. Um, Print your sacred texts, write down protection prayers, Begin to memorize different herbs and crystals and try to focus on the ones that you might need the most. You can begin to build alliances quietly. You can reach out to me. You can connect with me. I have a beautiful coven. Um, and high priestesses like myself will know if you're tried and true, you're your spirit is clean, you're gonna be okay, you're part of it. They will welcome you into their community, into their temple, into their coven. We have all gotten that call. If they need us and we will be shown the signs that they need us, we are to open up and let them in. Something else you can do if you need to is speak in codes. Um, you can use ancestral languages, your native tongue, or sigils, maybe sound vibration, however you see, fit to code your words. You can also, again, every day invoke the protection from the earth itself, from Pachamama, from the earth mothers. Just really calling to them. And you can go back through the podcast. Every earth mother that I have brought to you to meet in my series, they are all waiting to be called upon. Okay. They are all waiting to be put on that forefront and ready to fight this fight for us. So also when you're doing that, make sure you're keeping your offerings fresh and aligned with what you're doing. Make it three R's. I love this saying. It's routine, ritual, rhythm. Routine, ritual, rhythm. Do the three R's. Okay? Because you have to remember the earth mothers, the land, Pachamama, they are watching. The land spirits, the shadow people, all of our guides, they are here watching us. So we need to make sure that that we see them by leaving the offering. And most importantly, and this is what I'm working on the most this year, is do not play small. Do not cower down into, oh, I am so sorry. I am a victim. I'm so sorry. No, you need to stand up for yourself. They want us to feel like that we're a spark that's about to die out. The flicker of that flame on the candle right before it goes out. But we're a wildfire of truth and wisdom and divine fury. So we are standing in a place between the old earth collapsing and the new grid rising. And I believe that we've already kind of started to fully watch the end of that collapse and be in a place where we are watching this new grid begin to be birthed. The age of Aquarius, we're right now the planetary alignments really will, like, if you follow planetary alignments right now is like a really special time for a lot of people, a lot of signs. I highly suggest there's a great reader, um the Tarot Ship with Jimmy. The Tarot Ship with Jimmy. If you are curious as to what your planetary alignments are looking like, you can check his out. He is super detailed, like to the point where it's mind-numbing. Or you can check out my favorite reader of all time of astrology. This is my girl, my heart. You can check out my girl Tyra. Okay, Tyra Amalade. And she has a YouTube channel. Let me grab her details because Tyra is on it. She not only can read the astrology, but she is so tapped in, you guys, that yeah, Tyra Amalade. That's Tyra Omalade, Tyra Amalade. And I will post a link in the comments below for her channel as well. Um, but these two readers, you really want to be able to like hone in and see where you're at right now, and it will hit. It will hit. That's all I can say. Um, and so that is the beginning of like this new grid, this new rebirthing of this grid that's happening. And like the Vatican has sealed off entrance to multiple different excavations in the last few years. There's literally a city below the Vatican, and underneath their vaults, under the vaults, under where they have this vault, and I saw this in my vision, they have something down there that's even more important to all of us. And it's below that vault, that intensely protected vault that has the scrolls that were from where what is underneath there. A sonic vibration hidden beneath Vatican Hill is being suppressed. Why? Why? Because the frequency would dismantle the entire illusion that they have built. We are spiritual descendants of those who couldn't kill us. And the more they try to silence us, the louder our sacred drumming gets, the louder our harmonics gets. This is what I think Santorini really was. This is why I kept saying there's something going on there. And I believe that that was the awakening vibration, the locking us into this timeline. And this is why you're feeling it. This is why you're seeing more clearly. This is why you've all become awakened. This is the present. You are a part of the pulse that cannot be stopped anymore. So, in closing out this beautiful podcast today, where I want to say I will see you again on Friday for our future, where we'll walk right into that next future timeline together. But for now, make sure you're gathering in your circles, you're blessing your altars, you're reclaiming your presence. And remember, you're not alone. And they lied. So, with that, Asheo, blessed be, Aho, Bereshones.